Well, we're here at Newcastle United's training centre for Newcastle United's press conference ahead of that Arsenal game, and Eddie Howe in his press conference this morning, very focused on the game. I think we can pretty much officially say that talk of a certain striker who signed for a Premier League rival is now behind us, and there were no such questions today, and it was very much all about Arsenal and all about Newcastle United getting back on track and really starting to get up the league table. I asked Eddie Howe if Newcastle actually need to beat one of the rivals, stick one on one of the rivals, and early on in this campaign to sort of underline the top 4, top 5 credentials. And he just said, look, we're desperate to win. Last season very unlucky, going into that last away game of the season against Arsenal, and Newcastle going to finish second. So let's not forget that how close Newcastle were to doing something really special in the league and finishing as runners up. Eddie Howe said, look, we'd have taken that every day of the week, and Newcastle end up finishing 5th because of a sort of late slump. So it's important to get a big win under the belt in this game. In terms of injuries, Jacob Murphy nursing an Achilles injury, which has been getting managed in the last couple of weeks, but in Eddie Howe's own words, he is fit and available. It's just something they're keeping an eye on. Fabian Schär still out with a concussion issue, and Newcastle looking to rotate. The best way to sort of look at it is Newcastle, the players that have played sort of 3 games in a row seem to be the ones who are getting sort of a little rest and then coming back in. So maybe one to keep an eye on, someone like Lewis Hall at the weekend, see what happens with him, and a couple of others maybe rested. But Eddie Howe also talked about consistency and how he wanted to try and keep a consistent back four. That was one of the hallmarks of the teams that finished in those Champions League positions 2 of the last 3 years. So consistency key, but also Eddie Howe being a realist and saying that with all these European games, with all other games in other competitions, they may not always be able to do that, but that's what he's aiming for. So don't be surprised if Dan Burn walks straight back into that team against Arsenal at the weekend.